Hi everyone, I'm Amelia with the Ellenville Public Library and Museum, and this is Craft with Me. So today what we're going to be doing is working on our DIY bullet journals. Now, I've had some technical difficulties with recording, so we're actually going to be using a blank version so that I can show you the process. My camera had a glitch. So you might remember that last week we went over how to keep track of some of the good things so you can look back later, how to look ahead a little bit, things you want to do in the future. And what I want to do today is actually focus a little bit on keeping yourself a little more in the present. And two ways to do this are habit trackers, mood trackers, and a third way to do this is I'm going to show you how to do a really easy calendar. So what a habit tracker is a way to keep track of whether or not you have been consistently doing a habit. I think it takes about 21 days. I'm not 100% sure, but that's generally what I use to really make a habit or to break one. So every month I used to create a habit tracker with the idea being that every day I would be checking my bullet journal and I would see whether or not I had done the habit for the day. And if I hadn't, I would go do it. And if I had, good for me, I had kept it up. So there are a couple of different ways to do habit trackers. The very easiest way is to make a sort of a bar. The easiest way to split it in 21 is to split it in 3, make a single bar, and then split that like that. You'll have 7, 7, and 7, which makes 21 slots. So the idea being that you would fill in or check off each as you went along. Of course, there are other ways to do this. For instance, you could use circles. You could also use a sort of wheel to keep track. Like so. You can have a lot of fun with your habit trackers. For instance, this makes me think maybe an interesting habit tracker could be a necklace, maybe. You could do it any way you want, interesting geometric shapes, or whichever, but the idea being that you can track how long you've been doing something, like going out for a walk every day, or drinking more water, or going to bed earlier. This is a great way to make sure that you've been doing that thing. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about today is mood trackers. And these are trackers you use for a month. They can be any kind of design. The idea being that you can use this tracker to keep track of your mood throughout the month. Because sometimes when you're having a bad week, it can feel like you've had a bad month. So sometimes this can help you realize that no, it's just been a bad couple of days. It hasn't actually been a whole month that's been like this. Or, it can help you realize, I've been in a bad place, but it seems like maybe I am getting to a better place now. It can serve a lot of purposes. So I am going to show you one of the first habit trackers I ever made. Okay, so the idea is some of these are obviously a little bit thin. Okay, so the idea being that you would fill in each of these bits of steam, and then you would go from good to bad with a color gradient, or you could, like I'm going to show you in the next one. This one is going to be a gumball machine. This was another one of my first mood trackers. So the idea with the little emojis is that you would put an emoji on each gumball as your days went through so that you would see kind of where you felt. And then at the end of the month, it's really easy to take a look and see, where was I? How many good days did I have? How many bad days did I have? Does it feel like things are getting better? So the idea is that instead of before, when we used emojis or a graduation of color, here you would assign a different color to different emotions, and then for the predominant emotion of the day, you would fill it in. Alright, the last thing I'm going to show you today is how I like to do calendars. Now, even though a lot of us don't have a ton of appointments going on right now, it's still important sometimes to keep track of the days. And you may actually still have something going on that requires you to remember appointments and days and times. So What I find important for these is to create a key. With me at, let's say we start it at 11:30, so it's out by 12. So then when that's over, I would check both of them, and you would just do that for, remember to write down the actual date that these things are happening. So there you go. That is the calendar I use. So thank you for joining me for this craft with me. I wish that we could still use the journal that I had made with you last video. But now we have a new DIY bullet journal to use together. Alright everyone, thank you for joining me today. Please stay safe, stay healthy, please be good to each other, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day. Bye!